This is an iPhone. This is also an iPhone.
Yeah, this is an Xbox controller. Thanks for nothing.
What is wrong with you? iPhones are generally expensive. Like, yes, $1,000 to spend on an iPhone, or any phone in fact, is a lot. But in certain countries, people even pay higher to get their hands on the latest iPhone. Like in Nigeria. And it's down to various reasons. If you want me to make a video specifically on that topic, just leave a comment down in the description below. For example, an iPhone 11 Pro Max, which is a 2019 iPhone, still costs over £500,000 in 2021. And that's the same story with the iPhone 12s. Clearly, these phones are expensive, so people opt for a cheaper alternative, used iPhones. So here's how to buy used iPhones here in Nigeria. A lot of people buy things online. That's just how it is nowadays. But because it's online, you have to be even more careful, because of scammers and all. Twitter and Instagram are where most people or vendors sell iPhones. So here are some mistakes that you should not make. Number 1, believing that amount of followers equal legitimacy. So some people might think because an account has a high amount of followers, like 10,000 or 20,000 followers, then that means that they are legit. But don't believe that, because people buy followers. Number 2 is inspect the page. So it's kind of in hand with number 1. If you see an account has a high amount of followers, you want to go the step further and inspect the page. So you want to look for customer reviews or engagements in posts. So if a page has 20,000 followers, you want to look at the amount of likes, retweets, comments on the page. So if it's shockingly different, then you definitely should avoid that page. Or for example, if you take a look at the first time they posted anything, say an account has 20,000 followers and the first time they posted was 2 weeks ago, and why? How is that even possible? Most likely scammers. I mean, they might not be scammers, but most likely they are. So you want to inspect the page and see if there are any funny behaviors. Number 3 would be ultra cheap deals. So if everyone's selling a particular iPhone for X amount and then they are selling theirs for way cheaper, that's probably a red flag. So let's say, for example, the iPhone 10 is going for 170 or 160,000, and then these guys are selling theirs for 120,000. Then probably they're scammers. So just run away. Do they have an address? Copy the address, paste it on Google Maps or Apple Maps, and then check if it's a legit place. But I would still advise that don't do payment before delivery. You want to go to the store physically. But let's say you are unable to go to the store physically for whatever reasons. The last step should help you, which is to visit trusted pages. So I personally have a couple stores I have been to. I've bought used phones from, like Phone Hub. We also have Canaan Store. But for iPhones, I've primarily bought from Phone Shop NG. So I would leave a link to their Instagram in the description below. But you can definitely trust them, even if you're in a different state in Nigeria. They will deliver your phone to you and, with no problems at all. But let's say you prefer to go to the store physically, because that's safer. What are some of the things that you want to look out for when you get hands-on with the phone? Number 1 would be the exterior. I mean, that's obvious, right? You want to check for damages, screen damages most likely, cracks on the front or the back of the phone. You also want to check for scratches and nudges. Well, because it's a used phone, you would definitely still see some sort of, scratches and, potential nudges. But exterior, check for damages and broken screens or back glass. Number 2 would be the ports, or should I say the port. So the lightning port on the iPhone, you want to make sure it's working. So plug in the charger to see if it works. The speakers as well. So do the whole old-fashioned cell phone test. So call someone and then put it on speaker to make sure that the speaker's working, all that fancy stuff. And also the SIM card tray. So virtually all iPhones use a pin to open that tray up. So plug in a pin, make sure it works and comes out. And possibly also put a SIM inside to make sure that it also works. Next up will be battery health. So you want to dive into settings, go over to battery, and you should see battery health. So anything below 80%, probably don't buy. You know what? Don't buy. But if it's above 85, from 85 upwards, that's pretty healthy, that's pretty good. So you're good with that. Yeah, the lower the battery health, the less you should be willing to buy, is what I'm saying. Now, number 4 is super important. That is to check the IMEI number. So usually in your receipt, they should include that number with you. What you want to do is confirm that that number they gave you is the same on the phone itself. And you can do that by dialing *#06#. It would pull up the IMEI number. So you want to compare both of them to make sure that it correlates, and that way you know whether you're dealing with a scammer or not. Perhaps the phone's stolen. So yeah, you want to also do that. Number 5 would be use the phone. Yeah, just use the phone. So open apps, try to multitask, check the camera app, take photos. Does it look funny? Does it not look funny? All that fancy stuff. Just use the phone, and then you would be able to tell if there are any software related problems, any glitches with the phone. And then lastly, number 6, I believe, collect a receipt. That way no one can say you stole the phone, or you can always return it if there's a problem because you have a receipt. So yeah, if you followed all of these steps, then you are most likely safe and you have successfully bought yourself a used iPhone. If you did enjoy the video or find it useful, please drop a like so that more people can see it. I don't know why I'm gesturing that way. But yeah, if you're interested in tech-related content, iPhone-related content, in fact, you could check out my iPhone 11 review. If that's something you're into, subscribe to the channel, please. We're really close to 1,000 subscribers. And yeah, I would see you when you see me. Bye. That was lame, wasn't it?